EdTech Mondays is brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with NTV Uganda.
Greetings and hello, I am glad you're watching. Welcome to this edition of Education and Technology. We call it EdTech Mondays. This version and edition coming through as we end the month of October. I greet you and salute you wherever you are watching from. My name is Sean Chimuli. Our focus and theme is about systemizing educational technology integration in Uganda's school curriculum. Join me and welcome a lady and gentleman that will be a part of a panel of discussants. On the show is Martha Mpanga. Martha Mpanga is the founder of Zion International Christian School with a proven track record of leveraging educational technology to improve learning outcomes. Among other things that she does, if time permits, she will be able to further give us a bit more introduction. And also on the show is Dr. Tibakanya Joseph. Dr. Tibakanya Joseph is curriculum specialist IT at the National Curriculum Development Center, leading the integration of ICT in curriculum development. And last but not least is Dr. Atham Gisha, e-learning specialist at Makerere University with expertise in designing and implementing effective e-learning solutions. As I introduce my guests as well, the young people once again join us as they will be posing their questions, and also for them, it's a platform where we come in to learn. Let's welcome all of them, the young people, and as well the lady and gentleman on the panel. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
I believe you're well. And as we proceed with the show, as I mentioned, that this area that we are tackling that comes with systemizing EdTech in Uganda's curriculum is not a very easy one. I'll start with Martha. Let's talk about practical implementation. And the question is quite direct. What interventions have had the most immediate impact on student learning and digital literacy?
Thank you. That's a beautiful question. When we look at where we are as a nation, but then also where the world is going, things are changing so fast. Everything is being revolutionized every second, but you realize that the education system is not changing fast enough. So for the past 3 years, I've been in a space of doing research, looking at the different education systems that are used across the world and how they are implementing AI into their learning systems, but then also how they are future-proofing their children or their generations so that when they grow up, they are ready for the changing world. And when you look at the different kinds of systems that are out there, for example, Khan Academy, which has shown that mastery-based learning is actually proving to do better than local education of a teacher standing in front and then the kids or the children are listening to the teacher. When you look at how they have implemented the mastery-based learning, we have also come up with the curriculum we are using at our school, and it's also mastery-based. So it's not about the children or the student cramming what they are learning. It's about understanding. Because with understanding, you can have the ability to synthesize information and then have judgment over what you want and then be directed in a manner that makes sense and brings all the information together to give you a solution that you're looking for. And with this, the curriculum we are using it's called ACE, Accelerated Christian Education, and it's individualized. Students sit in their offices. The teacher is not a teacher; they are a mentor. Now that's the big difference.
It's more like the students teach themselves?
Yeah, they come to school, they set their goals in core subjects like mathematics, English, SST. They set their goals. They have what we call a goal card, and then they work through the goal card.
This is interesting, and I'll intervene to the same. So it's the opposite of mastery education. It's more like you teach yourself what you want to learn. Are the goals still set by the master, as in master being the teacher?
Well, we look at this like the master being the child or the student, not the teacher. You are your own master. And also our learning is guided by curiosities and interests. So you are not having a structure of, I'm going to go study, become a lawyer. You literally are curious about the world and what's going on around you. So your curiosities guide you into discovery and understanding certain things. And the more you discover, because when you're in that space of discovery, there is no limitation. It's not like a curriculum that is designed. It is open.
I would like I would like to yes, Dr. Arthur, you want to say?
Thank you so much, Martha, for that conversation. I think in modern teaching and learning, it's the learners who set what they want to learn, because we are focused on learning outcomes. So when you're designing what you want to teach, you look at what do my learners want. So one of the things that we do in designing of content, you analyze the learners you're going to teach, and therefore whatever you're going to design for them must meet their interests. That is why so what he's saying is very, very, very correct.
I think I studied during the wrong era. I would obviously have chosen what I wanted to study. And I know certain teachers who we are not friends at my age up to now because they were teaching me what I never wanted. But let's jump into the tools before I move away from Martha. I'm coming to Joseph. But what are the tools that you're using? Because we are talking technology, we're talking education, we're talking digital. What are the tools that you're using? Because I think these are young people. Are they tech savvy even?
Now, you want to realize that the young people are more curious than us who are grown up. And once they are put in an environment that has no limitations whatsoever, they're going to even make more discoveries of the tools that they can use. Now, at our school, we just made it an open policy of we have AI, because there are very many AI subscriptions and tools with different goals in mind. So when we tell them, yeah, you can use ChatGPT, you can use cloud, we do not stop them whatsoever. So when a child has to work on their personal project and then they go use AI, whatever they choose, maybe Cortex or cloud, and they come back to you, what I am looking for in the report the child is submitting is their ability to philosophically analyze ideas and come up with an individual standpoint. I'm not looking at what they have found on the wide web.
So on a yes or no, the integration of artificial intelligence in this day and era of education is a yes.
Yes.
Is it a no?
It's 100% yes.
You can't go backwards.
Thank you very much. I'll come to you, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
And in our discussion, I want you to pick up from curriculum to classroom implementation. How is the National Curriculum Development Center addressing the disconnect? In the first place, as you approach this particular question, I've used the word disconnect between curriculum expectations and school level realities.
Thank you so much for that hard question.
Is it?
But
we agreed no hard questions.
Thank you so much. Yes, the National Curriculum Development Center and the government of Uganda have chosen to transform the education system, ensuring that now the learning is aimed at building learners that are fit for the world of work, and that is building their skills and competencies to fit in the society, which has very diverse needs. We know that you can create when you have the competencies, right? And the skill and the competencies are related. At the heart of the curriculum, we not only care for the skills. We have this general term, Kusiva. We want learners to build the knowledge, understanding, the skills that are either subject specific and also technical, but also the values and the attitudes. These combined are the ones that create a creator, in short. So we are not neglecting the creation automatically.
I'm going to go to Dr. Arthur. I'm going to go to Dr. Arthur Mgisha. His area is where I want to start up with him because of his specialty, e-learning in low-resource environments. We had this discussion with one of the young people as we were trying to prepare for the show. And before you get to that, in the low-resource, e-learning in low-resource environments, I thought you wanted to add something to what they were putting together, the vigor you were using to nod your head included that you wanted to supplement something.
Yeah, what I wanted to add is actually what he mentioned, the issue of Kusiva. That when you look at teaching and learning that was done before during when you are in school is totally different from what is happening today. And then two, it's no longer about knowledge acquisition, that somebody should have a lot of knowledge about something, but the question is, what are you able to do with the knowledge that you have? And that's why so that's why when you're looking at what happens in schools now and what NCDC is trying to do, I think it's spot on, because the learners should be able to do something at the end of that day. And that's why he talks about the skills. He talks about the values. He talks about the attitudes. So when she mentions about mindset change, for you to be able to do something and you believe that you can do it, you first change your mind and agree that you are able to do it.
Now to the area that I wanted to position you so that you first also go about other people's questions. Then by the time you face your own, you're already weary. But e-learning in low-resourced, environment, what e-learning platforms or more so tools or hybrid models have proven effective in Uganda's context, because you've been there?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean. First of all, you need to realize that Makerere University is all inclusive and it has students from across, I would say across the globe. So we have students from Kampala here, we have students from out of the country, we have students from the most remote places in this country. And therefore, whatever we do, we always have that in mind. So as we talk about EdTech, what kind of platforms are we using, or have we seen help these learners? I think one of them that we have adopted and I think has worked is the element of using offline apps. By offline apps, I try to mean that when students come here, for example, like these students are here now, you give them the content you want to give them, teach them whatever you want to teach them, give them the resources you want to give them, because here there is internet. Therefore, they can download whatever they want. Now, when they go back into their areas, those raw resource centers now, areas, then they can now use the information that they downloaded when they were at campus. Then they can do the learning at their own time, in their own spaces. So therefore, what kind of models are we looking at now? We are looking at, for example, using the asynchronous model, whereby students can study at any time, anywhere, for as long as they have been given the resources to use. And therefore, when you're designing content, it is done in such a manner that it keeps popping a student to answer certain questions, even as they are reading. So it's not about read and regurgitate. It's about read and use and create.
So far, our conversation, it seems like you have all the answers, but I'm going to challenge you. Earlier on, I told you the young people are on the show, and yes, they are there.
Yes.
So we should be moving in an area where we should open the platform to take about 2 or 3 questions, because part of your explanations affect them directly, and not to mention some of them are parents and are yet to be parents, so they will be having students. Right now, let's go straight into our audience of young people and see. We'll take 1, 2, or 3 questions. At least I believe we'll be able to take up the challenge that they ask the hard questions.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Nabweta Meshura Alice, a student pursuing a bachelor's degree in adult and community education, and as well I'm serving as a guild representative counselor of School of Distance and Lifelong Education. I'll actually direct it to Mr. Joseph, this question. You say that you're working with NCDC. So you say that these people, you actually emphasize teachers to use the visuals instead of saying abstract things. Let's say if at all this very teacher does not afford a phone, doesn't have a phone, where is he going to even print out the photos that he wants to actually show the classroom? Are we looking at these teachers or these educators as we are trying to systemize, or we actually looking at the students only in this line?
In the process of teacher training, I think there is a lot of effort put in to make sure that these teachers are innovative. But also, in addition to the innovative way of teaching things, there is also the element of communities of practice, where different teachers from different regions support one another in the process of teaching and learning. And therefore, you could be having problems in your area, but the solution lies with somebody in another area. And these teachers are supporting one another to make sure that everybody is reached. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
EdTech Mondays is brought to you by the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with NTV Uganda.
Okay, I'm Waswa Ikova, and then my question, first one goes, I think it will be general. You talked about the local available resources. I do follow NTV, the little bit on 25th August 2024, they published a school that is totally with no resources. I don't think those are the local available resources you can use in this. So I don't know, how will you explain more on that?
Yeah, I think it's very important to integrate technology into Uganda's education, because the world has changed again. The jobs you guys are studying for, they are not there. That's the truth, as much as you don't want to hear it. After you graduate, you're going to have to figure out life. So you either embrace AI or, well, strive. So if we do not integrate EdTech or AI and structure education in a way that the children who go through school are future-proofed, it means we're going to have an economy of young adults who are highly educated, but they do not have the ability to synthesize information and apply themselves into creation. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Let me talk about low-cost materials. This is what we mean by low-cost materials. We know in education technologies, I could use virtual reality or virtual simulations for instruction. That is high-end. But a teacher of literature down there could carry a small radio with a flash disk or with a memory card and play a novel or a particular book, and the learners listen to. That is also technology in instruction. To us, AI is high-end, but a radio is a low-cost material.
Small thing to also add on. When you reflect on our nation now, for example, NTV, when you have a show or you have something that is going on and you open for people to call, you get calls from across the country. That means that people are able to listen in from wherever they are. So when we talk about e-learning gadgets, I want us to move away from the word laptop and computer. That is not what e-learning is all. Those are some of the gadgets, but there are so many other. Like he has given a very good example of a phone, of a radio. I would say everybody, everywhere in this nation has a radio. However small, however tiny, So if a teacher is innovative enough, the question is, how do I use this to do what I want to teach? And that's why we talked about innovations in teaching and learning. It's no longer about just using the blackboard and then the chalk, no, but can you use any e-gadget to come and teach these students?
I thank you very much. And as we do a wrap, our final question.
Thank you once again. My name is Samuel Mukaga, a year 2 student pursuing a bachelor's degree in adult and community education, and also a MasterCard Foundation scholar at Makerere here. Under which levels of AI do you allow in your curriculum? And also, how can you know in the learners project that there was this level of AI used here? Yet, because we need these learners also to continue with critical thinking.
So the fact that we do not have control, we do not put control on them, it means they are in a space of exploring and discovery. So once they bring the project to me, how I tell the limitations or how far the child applied themselves in terms of critical thinking is the ability to tell their judgment level, yeah, and then their level of communication. Because if you don't have the ability to communicate effectively, if you're writing, let me say, a research paper, it still comes back to communication. And then number 3, it's synthesizing ideas and taking your own psychological and philosophical stand on the matter. Something might have happened and history has it, and maybe it's on AI and research is right there. But you having the ability to see this information and put your own judgment and give another eyesight of, no, okay, this happened, but this is what I think. So we usually do discussions that are weekly, whereby students sit and then they argue out facts. So we feel like AI itself is more about complementing our capabilities, but then also raising them so that we are humans who are able to reason and show up without the machine. Because the skills that are going to be very important in the next decade are things that AI cannot replicate in a human person. Things like communication, still I'll come back, reading the room. When you enter, you can be able to read the room. AI cannot be able to do that. So we engage our kids in things like TED Talks. They go research a topic, come and do a presentation. Even though you used AI to do your research, the person who is going to be making the presentation is going to be you. So it comes back to you as a person. How do you understand this information and break it down into something that is understood by the majority?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, we can't take more questions. Thank you very much for your patience and participation.
I'm Alvin Boye, co-founder and CEO at Cheetah Hail. At Cheetah Hail, we are building a learning-based social media platform. So we call it a social learning platform. We are socially connecting learners to other learners and to verified tutors directly who bring lessons to life through conversation, mentorship, real-world applications, basically extending the classroom beyond the school walls. We are not moving away from the curriculum, but we are working with it to make sure that it comes to life. And that's how we are building Cheetah Hail to work with the competence-based curriculum.
To ensure assistive technologies for persons with disabilities are embedded within national digital education strategies, the first step has to be the mindset. Seeing assistive technology not as a charity tool, but as a national learning infrastructure. Policymakers must set accessibility standards within the competence-based curriculum framework so that every approved EdTech solution meets inclusion benchmarks.
I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for being part of the show. It's EdTech Mondays as we come to a conclusion. Tech Homes is where we wrap. I'll start with you, Joseph, because you're seated next to me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. I would like to say that as the teachers and the people who would like to succeed in the era we are in, technology is with us. We can't run away from it. But technology in the hands of a teacher who would like to use it, would encourage them or give them the power to perform good instruction in the classroom. Those who run away from it, actually, research shows that they will be displaced. So we don't want to be displaced.
Thank you, Joseph. Dr. Arthur.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think for me, what I pick very, very, very critical is the issue of mindset change. That we need to look at education more differently from what it used to be in the traditional sense. And the focus should be on what somebody is able to do with the knowledge that they pick from school. Therefore, technology has come. We cannot remove it from what we are doing. All we need is just mind change, and then the rest will be okay.
Martha, what are your conclusive remarks?
This is what I'll leave with you guys. When we're looking at changing the education system or supplementing it with EdTech, I think we need to look at cross-dimensional level, because it's not the skill-based, it's not the EdTech, it's looking at the human capacity and liberating human potential. Because I feel like most of us are stuck in systems and we have to break that bondage. There was human slavery, now I feel like there is mental slavery, and it's that thing we are supposed to break to thrive.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you once again. And now as we wrap, thank you very much for watching NTV. And for those of you who are watching us on online, on other platforms, we appreciate and we do love you. As we conclude, we can't fail to remind you to go ahead and follow, like, and share our social media content. Look out for the Mastercard Foundation. The show is brought to you by the Mastercard Foundation. I am Sean Chimoli for this October 2025 edition.
EdTech Mondays is brought to you by the Mastercard Foundation in partnership with NTV Uganda.